Hello, everyone. Welcome to the original Next Level Gaming Podcast. I am, as soon as I can get it up here. Oh, no overlay selected. Of course. Always got to be something. I am Mike Mullis. There we are. Hopefully, everyone has had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. We apologize. I apologize profusely for the late start tonight.
It's all Mike's fault.
I know. It was take your kid to Hershey Park Day. So the family went.
So
he still has
his
chocolate
family,
on his upper lip.
Yeah, so his family took Mike to the park and let him play.
Such a nice.
Mike got to babysit the kids. Actually, the way it happened was last night a friend of mine said, "What are you doing tomorrow?" And I said, "Well, I think we're going to the Maryland State Fair because that's close by." He said, "Well, we're going to Hershey Park." My son, who was a Cub Scout and friends with Jacob, said, "Why don't we ask Jacob and his dad to go?" So we went today, and so it was great. They got to hang out and ride every ride in the park, while myself and my wife got to watch the two younger kids. And let me tell you, I love my children to death. But trying to get a 6-year-old with a sensory issue onto a ride that makes a lot of noise, a little tough. So if I look a little disheveled, walking around a lot, I'm a little exhausted. So enough about that.
You look tired, Mike.
I am exhausted. So if I fall asleep in the middle of the podcast,
we'll take over.
One of you guys has to take over for me. Oh, okay. I'm back. All right. So, thank you guys all for coming
Mike,
late.
fix your hair. Holy jeez, look at it.
Yeah, I know. My hair's. I'm not even. You know what? This is my I don't give a shit look tonight. Here, I'll tell you what.
No swearing.
Here, if you make you feel better, there we go. How's that?
That's better.
Aberdeen Ironbirds.
Should have been a Toronto Blue Jay hat, just like what I have.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
All right, so what a
Go Jays.
So we've got most of the regular crew. I get to call you guys the regular crew now. Is that not cool?
Yeah, that's awesome. Good stuff. HTK has the biggest smile on his face.
Always.
Not better. Take it off, De Niro says. Oh, come on. Now, you know what? I do look like Ice Road Trucker with this on. So
Yeah, you do.
All right. So first up, we got my man Modzoo. Jason, what's up, man?
Not much. How about you, Mike?
Doing well.
That's good.
Joe, Mr. Western Drake.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Not much.
Teasing me in the DMs tonight. Why are you so mean? Why are you so mean to me?
Because he has to be.
I'm grumpy because I'm so busy now.
He's a grumpy old man.
Grumpy because jeez. All right, well, you know what, Mr. Grumpy, that's fine. The Mr. Not Grumpy, HTK. What's up, Peter?
Hey, once again in the podcast, now as a regular. So.
Such a nice.
Awesome.
Such a nice.
Frankie is ill, and anybody who saw him on Twitter, he basically has been sick as a dog this weekend. So my guess is he's sleeping. I've tweeted him the link, and if he shows up, great. If not, get better. And I don't know where Elite Gamer is tonight. He may be doing family stuff. So we did start late, to be fair. But got a great special guest, podcast family member, Mr. Enrique Castellanos from the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, let's just get it out of the way now. When does that podcast come on?
Basement Radio Arcade Podcast goes live Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Although this week coming up, we're going to be on Wednesday night so that we can talk about the upcoming Sony event, which is going to be September 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember to tune into that, everybody.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll be tuning in myself.
I have to see what's going on. I may be there.
You will be there.
It depends. I think I have a function that night.
We got to get you on, Mike, more often, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, and it's a lot of it just simply is time. Sunday night, 9 o'clock seems to work for my wife, which is the only reason I'm really doing this is because my wife allows me. If you're married with 3 children, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know.
Like, can I? And you got to wait for her to shake her head, yes or no.
You know what? She normally
if she gives you a death stare, you know that's a no.
She normally says yes. So
Fire in her
I'll just double
eyes.
check. I have to double check to make sure I don't have a synagogue function at night. Usually Wednesdays require rehearsal, so I just have to make sure that that's not. We've got stuff coming on.
Yeah, cool. Let me know, man.
I will, and of course, I appreciate you having us and letting me rep us a bit too. Okay, so hello to the podcast chat room. Love you guys. Thank you for coming in late with us tonight. Again, I apologize. This is on me. OG Wands, good to see you. De Niro, thank you very much for redoing our podcast NATO screenshot that you saw in the last piece of the intro video, which now is updated for you gentlemen. So thank you for doing that. You are the man. And of course, he'll be on. He may be in here in the chat room a little later. So also thank you, Graphic God, for all the great stuff you've done for us. You know you're at the beginning of every video we do. So all right. So we got a pretty full show, and as usual, we have the advantage on Sunday nights of having stuff just happen. So
It just happens on a Sunday.
Before we get to the stuff that's just popped up, so we have basically been playing Battlefield 1, the open beta / marketing demo all week long, and I think we all can finally come to some final impressions of at least the beta before the game releases in when is this November? Or is that a late October?
I think it's November.
Late October.
Late October.
October,
Yeah.
Late October?
Okay, October.
All right, so once again, we're just over a month away, which is funny to only get one map and 2 game modes out of a marketing demo, open beta.
They always do that, though. Battlefield's notorious for that.
Now we want more.
We want more. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, would have been nice if they included an additional map, though, just to get a
I'm honestly
A variety
surprised.
of...
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised the graphics are as good as they are, because usually those games, they come out, like the betas come out a couple months before, and then they look like crap. They look terrible. And then when the full game comes out, it looks like 5 times better than it did on the beta. So I'm pretty surprised that it actually looks as good as it does.
I'm not. It's using the exact same engine as Battlefront. It should be polished by now.
Yeah.
I mean, and what's really funny is, and by the way, I didn't say hi to him. Look at him. I'm waving at him as if he can see me.
Yeah, just wave, yeah.
So, hey, Nathan, what's up, Natty
Hey,
Rednose,
Nathan.
who actually was with us for the Battlefield 1 video that we put up that had the split screen with Peter and I. Nathan was a part of that, so
I should have given you my copy.
I know.
I was streaming it
realize
too.
I didn't realize you made one. I would have put that in the cut. That's one of the cool things that we found out we can do now, and I didn't get much feedback from people that watched it, except a couple people I showed it to, like at work, who thought it was really cool. Between the 4 of us, and even if we do some co-streaming with Enrique or Tick has wanted to do some stuff, and we've done stuff with Short Pause Gaming, there are these things we can do now with video editing and some stuff that can yield some really cool videos. And so if you saw that, what it did show was I'm finding more and more people that are actually openly saying, "Wow, this looks like the Hoth planet level on Battlefront." I mean, it just...
You don't say, Mike.
Everyone just keeps saying Battlefront for some reason too.
To me, it's Battlefront with Battlefield graphics. I mean, I just don't feel... And the more I don't know where... Enrique, tell me where you are first, because we played with you last night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there came a point to where I know you and I were like, all right, you know what, I'm done. About the time that I couldn't kill somebody with a friggin' tank shell or run over HTK with a...
Yeah, because I was playing very smart.
Yeah,
I was,
we all had
standing
extra
right next
armor.
to that hill or mountain or whatever it was, that rock. And yeah, you tried to kill me, but I just got lucky that there was a little bit of rock, so you didn't completely run
So,
me over. And
I ran over his pinky toe with
yeah.
the tread, and took no damage.
No,
So-
I had damage. I had like five. Five.
Yeah, but you should have died
health
right
left.
away.
But I'm strong. I'm
Tank wasn't
well
heavy
trained.
enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, it was only like 6 tons. It should have been
Yeah.
7.
Well,
And that's
eight tons.
real damage.
Most people would
Exactly.
die, but he ate his spinach before he went into the
Spinach,
battlefield.
exactly.
Yeah. He ran into battle like Popeye.
So.
Just popping some pineapples, but
No. I just there was when I couldn't kill somebody,
Which is all the time.
which is all
By
the
the way.
time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Every game, don't worry
every
about it.
Well, let's just put it this way: Mike's an EA hater this year. That's all it is.
Mike hates every game that has killing involved because he just, I don't know, him and guns don't mix.
Yeah. Well, apparently, 50 cals and death don't mix.
Well, that's
And-
Hey,
tank shells.
you killed me once with a 50 cal.
And tank shells, they're resistant to people when you shoot them in the chest.
Right.
but you
Right.
can also change your tank shells to I think it's a more
Well, there's
spread bullet
the
or whatever it is.
the light tank had an option to change into more. I couldn't figure out if it was more like a tank / shotgun shell.
It was.
Yeah. Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
So.
You
so-
haven't caught your breath yet, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jabril in the chat room says he doesn't see how. So he disagrees. He doesn't think that Battlefield 1 is a Battlefront reskin. And he says the gunplay doesn't feel like Battlefront.
See, here, the thing is, for me, I agree with him on that because here's the thing: it has the part of Battlefront, in my opinion, is definitely the hero classes, but I actually like those. But the gunplay still feels like Battlefield to me, and the shots are delayed because of the fact that it's World War I. So they had to, delay the shots, and they're not going to have as fast of a hit detection on people. You have to lead your shots more, but it definitely feels like Battlefield. And then there is a little bit of what they put, which is the hero classes, like the cavalry, like the horse character, and the tank, and like the plane. They all come with their special weapons and stuff like that. I like that. I actually really like that. That's definitely something that they took a little bit of from Battlefront, but I think that it works out well with it. Like every beta, though, there are problems that need to be fixed with it, but it still is pretty good. I really like it, even though it's a sniper fest. Still,
Well, that's another issue.
Yeah. But
But it's pretty open, so kind of makes sense for snipers.
Yeah, that's why,
But-
map variety would have came in handy.
exactly. And I think that they should have also given you a small conquest so that people could be like, okay, well, maybe people won't use snipers on here if I try this. Because, my favorite's always been large conquest and rush. But for people who don't like all those snipers and stuff, they should at least give another option of a smaller map so that, it could show people, hey, it's not going to be infested with snipers every single time.
Yeah. Well, last beta, the Battlefield 4 beta, the map was it Paris or Metro? No, it was Metro. And it gave you a little bit of variety. It gave you close quarter combat, and it gave you, kind of that open combat where you had snipers. And maybe they don't have a map like that or to show off. But if they do have a map like that, that's the map they should have showed off, and instead of the the desert map, which is it's just everyone's camping and sniping. That's all it is, and that's the biggest. That to me is like one of the biggest disappointments or biggest letdowns of the beta. Now, I know there's going to be other maps, but it's still. I think if you're going to beta a game and you're going to want to look, a beta is in my opinion, a glorified demo.
Exactly. It's a marketing demo.
Yeah, it's a marketing thing, and if you're
I
going
think we said it last night a couple of times. If this is not a good way to sell the game.
No, it's not. It's not. You go in there, you get sniped. The hit detection's bad. There's definitely some server lag. I noticed that yesterday. And it's just like the thing with the horse. just drives me nuts because I'm playing with an assault class and I got a heavy machine gun and I'm pumping this horse full of lead.
Oh,
And the horse
yeah.
is still trotting along. I'm like, first of all, this would never happen in real life. You know, like the horse is like a tank.
Well, I was gonna say about the beta and stuff like that. But most, I'll tell you, yes, definitely.
Horse on steroids.
At least.
Maybe it's like the Iron Horse from what's that game?
Well, we talked about it. We said the horse of the four horsemen of the
Horse
apocalypse.
armor.
Yeah.
See, horse armor from
horse
Skyrim.
armor. Yeah, exactly.
At least 90% of the betas that come out, like definitely Titanfall and you know the Battlefield betas, those definitely I can see what you're talking about, like the them just trying to be a selling point, like promotional kind of thing. Definitely those, but like Gears of War, and there's been a couple other ones that were actually betas, what they're meant to be. So yeah, for a lot of them, definitely I could see what you're saying. But there are still a few of them. A lot of people, that's the problem. A lot of people have kind of screwed the term beta up because of the fact that people just release it for marketing purposes, and it actually. All that a beta does, in my opinion, is makes a game sell less because people want to be picky little you-know-whats, and they tear it apart and stuff like that, and it just destroys it when they haven't even touched the full game yet. But we can definitely get a good idea of what the game is from this beta because of the fact that, like the shooting and stuff like that, it's only like a couple months away. That's definitely, if that's how the game's going to be, I could see why some people don't like it. A lot of people actually don't like in Battlefield 1 the whole idea of how there's no ticket system anymore. It's all just like objective based. So a lot of people are kind of upset with that. I personally like it being more objective based and focusing on the objective, as to where there was tickets and people would just camp at that point and keep firing at people and wasting down their tickets. I did not like that on the old Battlefields.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. The other thing too is, I've said for probably a year now that you know, any of these open betas that come out a month before the game is released is just marketing. It's just a marketing demo.
Oh yeah.
It's a demo, and they just can't call it that because they want to, you know, they'll. I don't remember there being a forum open for this beta. I mean, when you have, and this is where games like Gears, I think, did it right. There's a couple other betas that, you know, I thought Fable Legends, before they canceled that, was doing it right. It was closed. You had to be picked to get in it, and you were almost expected to give feedback. And you know, the Gears beta was a year ago. I mean, you know, it was. They said outright, we don't even have the textures and all that, the high-res textures or anything in there, and you could see it plainly. It says the only reason we're doing this is because we need to stress test our servers. That's not what Battlefield 1 is doing. Nobody's stress testing their servers.
Yeah, they may tweak a couple little things, but that's about it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100% on that. It's been kind of what's the right word for it? Toxified. The way that they've made the term beta now.
Absolutely.
They need to call it demo. Like, they just need to call it demo straight up.
Or called pre-release.
Yeah, or pre-release.
Right. Try our game.
Or
Yeah, because the thing is, a beta, the technical term for a beta is like a test before the game comes out and stuff like that. It's to, you know, stress test the servers and any features way ahead of time, not a month or two ahead of time before the game comes out. I love the Battlefield beta personally, but I agree with you that they needed to name it something else. Like, I'm tired of seeing beta, because then when people see things like Gears of War, what was the thing that was said about Gears of War all the time? It looks terrible. It looks like crap. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, how many months is this away, guys? Like, actually pay attention.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe I think with these betas though, they are. I think it's two parts. I think they're they may not be stress testing the servers, but they're probably collecting data on weapon usage, kills with certain weapons, and they're probably going to tweak certain things with weapons to try to balance out the game a little bit more. So I think in that regard, with the beta aspect of it, I think they're definitely changing things and collecting data. But I just have it, like Mike said, I have an issue with them using a beta as a way to market the game, because then what ends up happening with Drake, like what you said with with Gears of War, people forget that it's in beta. They're like, oh, this game looks like shit. It looks terrible, and that kind of defeats the purpose of the beta.
Yeah,
it's not meant to be scrutinized in that manner. It's more of a, we're gonna test things out. We're gonna collect data. We're gonna make tweaks based on player feedback, based on data that we're seeing.
I don't know that they even ever said that for this.
Well, yeah,
I don't think they ever said that for this.
I gotta believe that they're doing that. I would hope that they're doing that, because I can't believe that what we're playing right now is gonna be the final product.
Let's be honest, EA is not very smart when it comes down to a lot of their stuff. Like, they're just not. It's the same thing with 2K, in my opinion. They're just not smart with a lot of the stuff that they don't let you know anything. The thing is, I love Battlefield, but truth is, EA and 2K are both the same thing in that way, to where they're just in it for the money. They don't really care about you. They don't. They don't really care about you as a gamer. They just care about releasing the same repeat product usually. That's why I'm surprised. I was really surprised when they said that Battlefield was going to be World War I. Like, that really actually surprised me, because the only reason why they probably did it too is because Call of Duty was getting so much hate over the last couple of years. It's probably the only reason why that happened.
I think people have been clamoring for it. I mean, I don't know how much that influences Peter Moore as well. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's easy to heap that kind of stuff on EA as a whole, but DICE. I mean, DICE has to bear some of this as well, because they're the ones making the game, and and I'm only bringing this up for hear me out on this before anybody says anything. I'm the last person in the world that likes to talk about game resolution and stuff like that, because I don't care.
720p.
You care. Come on, admit it.
Not at the level of that's not actually
4K.
Yeah. That's Texas resolution right there.
Yeah.
And there's no
Texas 4K.
I'm not.
Barbecue
it doesn't. The resolution of the game does not influence me one way or another. However, I only bring it up for this. This engine that they're using, this Frostbite engine, has not made any improvements in resolution for either console since its inception. Every Frostbite game has been 720p on the Xbox One and 900p on the PS4.
Not on the PC?
One of them. PC gets to do, but you remember, PC gets to do certain, and from what I understand, some PC cards are struggling with it. So, they're putting this engine into FIFA 17, so what's going to come from that?
We're going to get a pitch that looks like Hoth. And for those who are listening, don't know what a pitch is. It's just a soccer field.
Yes, soccer field.
Yeah.
Soccer field or football pitch, if you are.
They're putting them onto many different planets, and you look into the crowd, and all of a sudden you see sand people and all that stuff in there.
Jabba the Hutt.
There's Jabba over there. that would be funny. There's an idea for them. The new Star Wars DLC. Star Wars DLC.
All right, so, and I want to go back to something. Now, we like to, for those who listen afterwards who aren't listening live, you sometimes go, who the hell are they quoting from? We like to interact with our chat room, because the people that are in our chat room, all these people that are listening to us live, they're all important to us, because without them and without whoever you are that's listening to us after the fact, we could be in an Xbox Live or PS4 party talking and enjoying this. We do this for you guys. So, for those who wonder, you know what? And if you're listening to this afterwards, make it a point to get into the chat room on a Sunday night when we're not running late. So anyway, De Niro, once again, who is responsible for that final graphic in the opening video, said if you use the word beta, you give yourself an out for problems people may face and push them away from buying it. If you use the word demo, it gives the impression you're playing a piece of the finished game. I'd kind of go with that
right there.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point.
Yeah, that is actually.
So it goes to show you how dishonest devs are and stuff like that in these companies.
I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, I don't know that I would. I don't know. We've got so many buzzwords now this gen that we didn't have in previous generations. And you have to excuse me. I think I have a piece of salt in my eye from a rogue
piece of chocolate.
Yes, from a rogue French fry from.
I thought somebody threw a pretzel at you or something.
It's called cataracts.
Giant pretzel attack.
Feed my child behind me and just went with the fry, and now I think I have the salt in there. So my left eye, of course, looks like like it's bleeding.
Tonight.
Mike is salty.
Yeah. So
that's an important word.
Yes. So if I go running for that thing you squeeze into your eye to, But we have so many teraflops.
So many teraflops. Mike, do you think people know what teraflops are?
I don't know what a teraflop is, and I'm an IT guy.
It's a lot of flip-flops.
It's a lot of flops.
It's a theoretical computation of.
Yes, I know what it is.
It's a wrestling move.
It's actually a wrestling move from the top rope.
So Terra is better than Giga,
Yeah.
So anyway.
No, yeah, but going back to the name, what about Titanfall? What I said, pre-alpha.
Right.
I mean, that seems like
pre-alpha. Right, pre-alpha.
That's scary if it's in pre-alpha because that game is only a couple months away also, and you would expect them to be in beta form by now at least. That means that there's probably going to be a delay to it.
Oh no, they're not delaying that game.
What if it gets delayed?
They delay that game. They delay that game. I will put salt on this hat and I will eat it on podcast.
All right, hey, everyone, take note of that because Mike, if this game gets delayed, you're doing it.
There is no chance that
you got to do it
getting delayed.
You got to eat that hat live.
There is a chance though because there's people that are so upset about the new Titanfall, and there's so many people that are complaining over it that I feel like they're scared to release it with what they have now, which.
You think? I don't think they care less.
I think they care about what the investors are going to say.
Yeah.
Well, and we'll get to that. We'll definitely get to that. But with all these buzzwords going about, between Darrow's of teraflops and console exclusive and beta and
8.1 gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts. I mean, it's no wonder nobody knows what the hell is going on these days. I mean,
better be vodka in that water.
There might have to be to get this thing out of my eye.
Vodka's nice.
I spray the water into my eye and then drink the vodka.
I drink vodka with Western Drake.
So, yeah, I mean,
and tacos.
Taco Bell.
So, what are everyone's final impressions then? I mean, you guys know where I stand on this. It's the single player version's going to have to really kick some ass for me to go at this. So,
I understand where you're coming from. It's fine. You're an EA hater. It's fine.
Yes,
there's a lot of those people out there.
I hate EA so much. I pay for access and I buy a lot of their games, but I'm an EA hater. That's okay.
$30, man.
Mike knows Peter Moore.
I championed Titanfall 1 for 2 years, but I'm the hater.
Champion Titanfall.
Yeah.
I'm the one. I'm like the only guy who still plays Battlefield Hardline, but I'm the hater.
I wasn't a big fan of Battlefield Hardline.
I loved Hardline.
I loved the single player storm mode.
Yeah, I thought
that was awesome. That was
Kelly Hugh and.
Yeah, but you know what, Mike? It's too. For me, it's too early to. Look, it's still beta. I've only played one map. I don't like that map. I definitely won't be playing that map when the game releases. But I did enjoy. I had a great time with you guys playing last night. HEK is an amazing tank driver. Yeah, we were just wrecking shop.
I will be right back, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, and Modzoo was just a great, just great at taking tanks out. So,
yeah,
I had a blast. So, and to me, that's what Battlefield's all about: getting together with a group of guys and just having a good time and hopefully winning some games. Yeah. So, in that regard, I like the game a lot. But there definitely probably needs to be some improvements. They probably need to tweak some things. I think the horses are too strong. I mean, if I'm an assault class and I've got a heavy machine gun and I'm like pumping the horse full of freaking lead.
I got to run at you like nothing's happening.
I got to remember that. Yeah, and the thing's still going. I'm like, come on, like this is crazy.
I killed the guy and got ran over by a horse one time. I thought it was kind of funny, but I was pissed too.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you take a tank to a horse and you just run it over.
I think somebody had pumped the horse full of steroids, which is why you could not kill it.
It's like Seabiscuit on steroids.
Right. That horse was on heroin. You couldn't kill it.
That horse was on heroin.
Jacked up on coffee.
Yeah, that horse was like
coffee and methamphetamines from Texas.
Yeah, that was.
It had white nostrils.
Mike, that was a pony.
Yeah, that's sure.
This isn't Super Deformed Gamecast.
Oh, come on! Which goes live.
John's not listening, so
he might be listening. The guy's like a ninja. He might pop in this podcast.
He said, by the way,
that he was coming.
Tuesday he was coming on, and
I heard him.
I heard shit from him, so
you got to reach out to him, man. You got to.
But he goes to bed early, so we were scheduled at 9. So
yeah, but no, Mike. I was just telling the guys, I had a great time playing with them, and to me, that's the appeal of Battlefield. But there's some things they need to.
No, you know what? There is that. We did have a good time.
I don't think I played with you, Enrique.
You said a good time with them. Fuck you, Mike.
minus Mike.
I played with you guys actually yesterday. I believe I was playing Forza Horizon 1 while you guys were playing that.
Yeah.
Yes. You said
I'm doing so well.
With you.
That's why you're doing so well. I'm the best. Get out of here.
HTK and I go back to the days of the Division. So man.
Yeah.
Nice.
See, we trained together.
Yeah, we did train together. HTK got me to the dark zone.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But but Battlefield for me, I mean, I really love the demo. Yeah, sure, the map is, I don't know.
I have faith. I have faith.
Yeah, with friends, it's every map with friends is probably a lot of fun, and it's a day one purchase for me.
All right.
Yeah, day one
for him.
You know what? Real quick, guys, I think the game looks great. I played both console versions. They both look really good. Yes,
they do. I did as well. They both look good. And our wonderful fine Finns, Yaris and Nahapuki, they played the PC version. Which, if you did not see that stream, to watch two people play and completely speak in Finnish, was quite actually honestly impressive. So I might actually pull that Twitch stream and put it up on the YouTube channel because it was kind of funny to watch.
I just heard a bell in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's getting ice cream?
Dinner's ready.
Either that or somebody's cat's walking up.
Yeah, right. Mr. Jiggles.
So we've actually we've seen all three versions, and you're right, Enrique. It does look good. I am not knocking it, and let me be clear here. Just because I think it looks like Battlefront does not mean that I think it's a crappy-looking game. Battlefront was a damn good-looking game. I'm not suggesting otherwise.
No, it's the same engine. Same engine, so of course it's good.
Dinero said the bell is Josh.
Yeah.
Speak up on
same
me.
Engine, same developer.
I mean, right? Same developer, same exact engine.
Yeah. Mike, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw you tweet out that it reminded you of Battlefront, I was kind of like, what is Mike talking about? And then when I got into the game, the first time I got into the beta or that map, I was like, oh, okay, now I see what he's talking about because it does look like Hoth.
It does.
It has sand.
Yeah. Right. It's Sandhoff.
Yeah. I was looking for the sand people.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. They were gonna come out of nowhere, just.
You could say it looks like
noise.
You gotta say it looks like Tatooine then.
Yes,
right.
Tatooine. Yeah. Come to me, young Jedi.
You are Jedi scum.
Your bolt action rifle.
Are they gonna put that Battlefront in the vault?
Hopefully.
Yeah, access.
Oh yeah, that's coming to the vault.
HTK is hungering for that, man.
HTK likes everything in the vault.
Yeah, well, that's coming to the vault. But HTK, I believe you have some news to share with us about a game that may not come to the vault.
Uh-oh, great segue, Mike.
Titanfall. Titanfall. I don't know. Some people call it Titanfall, others, I don't know. Yeah, so it might not come on the, might not come into the vault, although I might believe it still might, but not anytime soon, obviously. But another thing is they had it discounted with the EA Access pricing, and they pulled that, so now you're gonna pay full price.
And no demo.
And no
trial.
10-hour or 1 hour trial. So
it's post beta.
Post beta. A little suspicious.
All right.
So
So how? Okay. So social media today has been
crazy.
On fire.
Yeah, on fire. People
on
canceling
fire.
their EA Access and.
I'm not gonna lie. I tweeted EA Access and Vince from Respawn about it.
Well, I think that's fair, but
I'm not issuing death threats.
Before we
Are you sure? Reread
get
those
deep
tweets.
into this, I do want to remind people that the original Titanfall was also not part of EA Access.
Oh yeah.
And it took the only reason that I think it actually got into the vault in the end was probably because Respawn does want some hype going into Titanfall 2, so they relented. But people have to remember that Titanfall 2 is not an EA-owned IP. It's Respawn's. So this is done under EA's partner program, and not, it's EA's publishing it, but they don't own the game. So there's a good chance that Vince and company are the ones that are calling the shots here, as far as EA Access.
Yeah,
Mike,
I believe that.
Mike, real quick. Well, EA Access launched August of 2014.
Correct.
So it wouldn't. So the first Titanfall wouldn't have made it to the vault at launch anyway.
Not necessarily, because Titanfall launched
in March.
In March, yeah.
So you would figure that it would have been, if you go through the cycle is usually about 6 months.
So, no, okay. Well, what I'm saying is, like, we would have got the discount. We wouldn't have gotten.
No. You wouldn't have gotten a discount. But when they started talking about the vault, they specifically left out. They specifically said Titanfall was not part of, and they explained why. They said because it is an EA partner game and it is not an EA-owned game. They were explicit in explaining why Titanfall was not part of EA Access. And remember, even if it launched after or before EA Access was born, I would imagine you'd still be able to get the discount as part of EA Access like you could with any other EA game. But they did explicitly leave out Titanfall, and they explained why. That's why I'm not completely up in arms about it, because I understand the reason. Now, that said, and tell me where you guys are on this, I think it would behoove Respawn to have put the game in EA Access. And I think that especially coming out of the beta with the issues that the technical test, coming out with a lot of the complaints that they got, which you guys know where I stand on Titanfall 2. I'm passing. My issue with Titanfall 2 is they changed it. They changed Titanfall on me. So it would behoove them to do this, and I guess they're just refusing.
Yeah, and also the first Titanfall, the bar was set high, so you expect at least to equal that level, and
honestly,
if it's not, then
I think they're making all the wrong moves. I think that Respawn is making all the wrong moves with not putting it on, letting them put it on EA Access, because there's some people who would buy it just because of it being on EA Access and alone. I think that it's pretty stupid, honestly. A lot of people, they're going to get more and more upset with them because a lot of people aren't as understanding as we are about it. The first one wasn't EA Access. A lot of people aren't going to look at it like that. A lot of people, they're just going to be like, why is it not part of EA Access? That's ridiculous. So a lot of people
feel it's an EA game.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people are going to look at it that way, and they're going to get upset about it. I think that they're kind of making a retarded move when there's already so many problems that people have with the game already. Why would you add another problem on top of that?
Well, and I think that the trial could go a long way in alleviating people of that, because we didn't get to do any of the single player.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's what was going to sell me on the game, was that trial, because I don't care about the discount. Didn't care about that. I just wanted a little bit of a trial to see if they fixed anything to make me want to buy the game day one, or if not, in a couple of months. You know.
I care about the discount as probably number one, and then the trial. But the trial would not be 10 hours though for single player. You might play the entire campaign.
Or they might give you a level in the campaign.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And the rest
Same
of the
thing
time
what
can
they
be
did with,
multiplayer.
What's the game? Unraveled?
Unraveled,
you play, like,
yeah.
the first 2 levels or first level?
Well, what they could let you do, they could come out with something to where they could have come out with something where you could play like maybe an hour of the campaign or like 30 minutes of the campaign, and then like maybe 10 hours of the multiplayer or something like that.
Well, you're right. Hardline did that. Hardline let you play through the first chapter.
Yeah.
But it let you play through the whole first chapter.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I blame Stinger on why this game is just kind of messing up. You know what I mean?
I can see why a lot of people are upset that there was the discount for the longest time, and all of a sudden they pulled it the last second. You know,
exactly.
no warning. You know,
Yeah, they're kind of, you know,
They should have
bad
said,
taste in the mouth.
They should have said limited time only. I guarantee you people would have
should have been. You know, if they put limited time. You know, for like a month or something, and then we're going to be putting it back to full price because of, you know, reasons.
Yeah, like we made a deal with them. We'll have it at, you know, 53 or whatever it is for the discount price for like a month, but we don't own the game. It's, you know, their game, but we're just partnered with them. So we made a deal, and they said we can do it for a month. You know, they should have said something like that so people would have understood it more. It's a little ridiculous. I don't know. I think Respawn is they're really messing up on this, man. They're really messing up on a lot of this right now, and they can't afford that. They really can't afford that.
And they're launching. They're launching in between a couple big games, Call of Duty and Battlefield 1. So like Drake's saying, like they really don't have a lot of wiggle room to. They need to tread lightly here.
Well, they're relying on the name. They're relying on. See, this is and so I do. While I don't agree with it, I can understand where some of the Xbox folks are coming from. Where with, you know, Titanfall 1 was their game. It was their game, and Microsoft, to a lot of people, Microsoft bailed out Respawn. I mean, we know the story. You know, the game was made because Microsoft funded it. So, to some people,
I thought it was Sega.
To some people,
there's an airdrop of money.
You know, seriously, to some people, this is like a stab in the back. You know, all of a sudden. Now, and let me say, I think we can debunk with some form of common sense that this isn't. This does not have anything to do with any kind of marketing deal, which has been floated around by a site or two today.
Yeah, I read that today. They're speculating.
Sorry, I started.
Yeah,
that's my fault. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Because if that was the case, then I think people would have a legitimate beef with EA. As this is not. This is a you know, EA Access is a subscription. You pay for it, and you pay for it to get the perks that EA laid out. Yeah. So if this had to do, it would be like if Battlefront was not part of EA Access. That would be legitimate, and I would absolutely, I would actually side with that. With people who were angry about that. And if Respawn or if EA was doing this, irregardless of Respawn, because they were going into some sort of marketing deal with Sony, and that affected EA Access subscribers that paid, I would be on the front line of that argument. I'd actually walk in the front of the pack of that.
Well,
I
mean,
don't think that's it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it is either, because that would totally kind of, in a lot of ways, it would just kind of negate the premise of EA Access. Cheap games, free games, and you get a trial demo.
Yeah.
A week before the release, and that's so for me the disappointment is that I don't get to play the game a week ahead of time, which is a big reason why I subscribe to EA Access. I mean, yes, outside of the free games, the biggest thing for me is the digital discounts, but more importantly, the ability to try games out a week ahead of time before I decide whether or not I want to make a purchase. Because I can actually play the game without actually going to a game site and reading someone's review or reading a couple of reviews to decide whether or not I'm going to buy this game. I'd rather play the game ahead of time before release.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So, I mean, does this really affect any of you guys' desire to buy the game?
I'm not getting it day one.
Yeah, definitely not day one. I'm not sure if I buy it at all. I don't know. I was a little bit on the fence, depending on who would buy it. If enough friends would buy it.
Battlefield.
And you know what? I want to go to Joe on this, because when we talked about this, when we talked about Titanfall, the technical test last week, Joe, you were all in because you really liked what they were doing, and I know you and I were sparring a bit because I'm out and you were in, and for reasons that were kind of opposite mine, which was, for me, they changed that. My decision not to get Titanfall 2 has nothing to do with EA Access. It really honestly doesn't. It has to do with the fact that they changed Titanfall 2 away from Titanfall enough that it drew me away. Whereas with you last week, you were saying that it was so different from Titanfall 1. You didn't like Titanfall 1, and so therefore it appealed to you. So tell me why, or tell us what's drawing you away from day one now.
Well, I would have to say honestly that it would be like we were talking about, it's not going to have the EA Access features, which is another thing for me. That was the only reason why I was going to get it, plus the trial. I knew there was going to be a trial for it. I thought there was going to be a trial. And then it's just like, they're making, it seems like they're making every wrong turn they can. And it's like I tell you all the time, you only have 2 feet. You only can afford to shoot one. You shoot the other, you're done. And it seems like they've already shot themselves in the foot twice now. So I'm done. I'm not going to get them day one. I'm going to wait and see. They only had, like I said, they only had 2 feet, and they shot both of them. I don't even know how they're walking right now. Seriously, it's just ridiculous. I can't understand why they would take away from EA Access if that's their their publisher and whatnot. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. That's the reason why a lot of people were going to buy it, and there was a lot of people who were really willing. That's how you get your sales. First off, is you let people play the trials, and they took away one of the most important things that actually would have sold that game and been like, okay, they did change this since the alpha or whatever it was.
Tech test.
The alpha tech test, whatever they called it. But it's stupid. They really messed up in my book. They really did.
Yeah, I think that would have been a good opportunity for them to show the other aspects of the game, and maybe to if anyone who had doubt based on the beta, like Mike, you didn't really enjoy the beta, that could have been an opportunity for someone like you to see the other maps and to see what the rest of the game played like, and that could have swayed your decision to buy the game.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like he doesn't like the Battlefield 1 game either. Maybe there's a chance that the EA Access trial could sway him. You never know. Because he might like
because I'm going to be looking at the single player, and if the single player campaign is all that in a bag of chips, yeah, then that sways my opinion. Absolutely does.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Mike, let me ask you guys something. What if, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, what if they know the game sucks and they're just like, you know what, we don't want it out there?
Say that. I have seen people say that.
Like,
I don't think. God, wow, that would be.
I got thinking, what if it wasn't supposed to be on EA Access at all? What if that discount was a mistake? You know, and they just caught it like, oh crap, somebody pull it.
I don't know. That would be.
The thing is, like, it's not
up.
like a huge discount. I mean,
Yeah.
but it helps, you know. It helps the individual, but I'm wondering.
Well, it's a selling feature of
Yeah.
EA Access.
Right, but for for EA or for Respawn, like, how much money would they lose if they kept the discount?
I would think that EA would cover that for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would, and that's another thing too. They're gonna lose a massive amount of sales because
And actually,
of the fact.
I'd like to address something because in the chat room, Jabril is kind of he's taking the opposite direction on this, and he actually said we didn't have all this game trial stuff before another gens. You just bought the game, and if you liked it, you liked it, and if you didn't, you traded it in.
Yeah.
I want to address two things on that though. Number one, that's not necessarily completely true. On the Xbox 360 and PS3, almost every game, if I'm not remembering correctly, correct me. I was pretty sure every game had a demo. Was mandated to have a demo, and it was only this gen.
There was a good majority that had demos. I remember.
Yeah.
I thought that they did. The other thing too is last gen we didn't have a lot of digital. I'm a digital buyer. I'm not and so if I buy a game, I'm keeping it. And even if I buy it in physical, if I don't like it, I don't want to trade. If I don't like it, I can't return it anymore. I have to trade it in and get a quarter of my value for it, which is why I don't bother with physical as much anymore. So how fair is that? If I'm paying $15 or $30 a year or $5 a month or whatever I'm paying for the opportunity to get a trial of a game before I buy it, that's why I'm doing it. You know, if you're not on EA Access, then you have no leg to stand on with this.
Well, so what he's saying is, we didn't have this game trial bull crap, but that's not the point. The point is, this is a feature of EA Access. So the expectation of the consumer is that games that are released by EA are going to have this feature, and that's why people are upset.
Exactly.
It doesn't have anything to do with what we didn't have in the past or what we have today.
Yeah.
And actually, what we didn't have in the past is, I think, irrelevant because we have it today.
Yeah. Right. Well, times change and gaming has changed. We didn't have these good of graphics that we're getting, like Rise Son of Rome. We didn't have that last gen. Like that's another thing too. Like we didn't have 12, 16-man parties last gen, but we have them now. So, I mean, things change, times change, and gaming has changed. Everything last gen, in the beginning of last gen, not everything was about season passes. Now everything's about season passes. So, I mean, that's
we didn't have DLC back in the days. We didn't have to, we didn't have add-ons. We didn't have free-to-play games where you have to buy things. We didn't have that. But like you said, times change.
Yeah. Witty says all arcade games had demos, but retail games was up to devs. He thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was. There was a lot of demos.
Yeah.
But we used to get discs, like remember back in the days with OXM.
Oh yeah.
We used to get the demo disc for certain games. I mean, speaking of Battlefield, the first Battlefield that was on the OG Xbox came on a demo disc.
Yeah, OG1 is saying that as well. He's saying don't forget the old demo discs.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember the big outcry that people had for Xbox One and stuff like that?
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
when it first came out, remember what people were saying about it? They were saying, what about the demos? Like we had a bunch of them last gen. What about them? What about them? There were hardly any demos on this console when it first came out, and now they're trying to make better with that. Like there were a bunch of them last gen, so there were trials last gen that you could actually try games out. Like there was a lot of them. So and like you said before, every single arcade game had one. Every single one. So yeah.
Yeah, making demos is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would think making betas are expensive too.
Yeah, well, same thing. Beta,
Oh.
demo.
And Real says you can also rent the game, which you can.
You can, but that's not the. I think that's not.
I
That's not the point, though. I mean, and I understand what he's saying.
No, I do too.
Yeah, it's
a fair point. It's a fair point.
But people are upset because a certain feature of something they're paying for, and the expectation that this is included in every EA game isn't there for this one game. That's why people are upset. I mean, that's why I'm disappointed. I mean, I'm not going to go out and issue death threats to Respawn.
Why not?
Well, because I have common sense.
Lower your pitchforks, boys.
Yeah, exactly. Put away the torches.
Yeah.
I mean, with Battlefield 1, that like it or not, that's a perk that I get to enjoy. And by the way, yeah, you can rent the game, but you have to wait for it to come out, and then you have to wait for you hope like out here. No, there are no red boxes that have PS4, Xbox One games yet that I'm aware of.
And GameFly is overpriced as hell too.
Well, I used to have GameFly, but you have to hope that you can get the game from GameFly before half the world does.
Yeah.
And then once it finally does come in, then you can play it. It's a fair point that you can rent. It's a fair point that you can rent, but with renting comes things that EA Access does not give you. EA Access gives you not just the ability to trial the game, it gives you the perk of trialing the game before it releases. So it's not, I mean, there's more to it than that, and again, I don't know. You can't blame EA on this because EA's it's not their IP. It's not their game. All they're doing is publishing it.
It's Sony's fault.
This rests squarely on Respawn's shoulders. I can't
Nintendo.
put this on EA. You can't tell me EA didn't go to Respawn and say, hey, or they just. I think the fact that the discount was there before it got pulled tells me EA just automatically assumed it was going to be part of EA Access, and it very well could have been that Respawn went to them and said, excuse me, you need to pull that. So I put this on Respawn. I do not put this on EA.
Yeah, no, I agree. 100%.
But if consumers are upset, they should voice their opinion. Social media, they should be civil about it.
They need to just tell them.
Should be civil about it, which is what I like. I it's a lot. Jabril needs to know we absolutely 100% respect what he's saying, and the fact that he's in there and he's bringing his take. And as long as and I'm not saying this to him, I'm saying this to anybody who's in the chat room, and they all know this, which is why we don't have this problem. If you're gonna bring it, at least be don't fanboy it, bring it correct, and we'll even like we're doing now, we'll read it on air and we'll address it and we'll talk about it. So we appreciate that, and I agree. I don't necessarily agree with all of his points, but I do respect what he's saying.
Yeah, but I understand what he's saying though. Like for some people, it's not a deal. You know what I mean? Like,
but whatever. For some, it is. It's what they bought it for.
Yeah.
And on a game like Battlefield 1, it is a perk that allows me the opportunity to decide whether or not I'm gonna spend that money on them day one.
All I'm going to say is I'm going to look at Battlefield 1 a little more now that Titanfall 2 is completely out of the picture for me as of right now.
And me and HTK are going to be both getting that thing. Day one, right, HTK?
Day one.
I already purchased it, so it's locked and loaded.
Such a nice.
Such a nice.
So, and see, not everybody it affects. And I know HTK and Joe, you guys have EA Access, so that's not factoring into your decision making on that particular game, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, for me, I already like the game in general. Hold up, were you talking about factoring into what, like Titanfall or?
No, it's factoring into buying Battlefield 1.
Yeah, Battlefield I love anyway. I was gonna buy that either way, but here's the thing, with Titanfall 2 already, majority of my friends do not like it. And the only way that I was going to get it is if my friends liked it, because it's a multiplayer game. And that's the best way to play is with your friends. So, now that not only that, but now that they took away that feature too, it's also a double whammy for me, and I'm just like, screw that then, man. Like, why would I go purchase it for full price when I do have EA access? That's the thing. So yeah, I mean, for Battlefield, it doesn't even matter to me. Like, I already like Battlefield, and most of my friends like it anyway. So that's definitely, even if they would have made it like $59.99 or whatever, that's only that's only one problem. There's two problems with Titanfall that I have, and that was, like I said, my friends didn't like it, and the thing was, and now the thing is $59.99. So that's definitely two problems, and I don't need that. I want to save as much money as possible on something like that if I'm not going to have a bunch of friends who are going to be playing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and it's not the only shooter that's coming out. I mean, what we said earlier, we have Battlefield and we have Gears of War and
tons of games.
Call of Duty.
Gears of War.
Fistful of games.
Mike, let's hurry up so I can get to my Gears of War and start talking about it.
Gears of War.
Well, let's see. We've gotten Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2. We don't really have a 3. So instead of a number 3, I know that there was something. Jason, what is next on the docket for our podcast?
Pepperidge Farm.
Paid DLC for a game that's not even released officially.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't know what.
Somebody was drinking when that happened, I guess. Yeah, game's not even finished. ARK. I got it on Game Preview,
Right,
and now they want to.
What's going on? So tell us what's going on.
They released paid DLC for a game that's in Game Preview. I don't get that.
It's preview DLC.
Yeah, it's preview DLC. We'll just keep taking your money, but the game's not even finished. It still needs a lot more polish, from what I can tell.
Well, if I remember correctly, didn't they just have a res bump on the Xbox version?
I haven't even played it in quite a while, so
I
heard something about it though.
I think they finally have, 1080p menus and 720p gameplay. I think.
Who knows?
I don't know. I haven't played it. It's just
I think they said 1080p menus or something like that, but it really makes no difference to me. I want a stable frame rate for the game. That's why I quit playing it to begin with.
And there's some people where the characters got deleted and they restart again and still get deleted. So I don't know.
Well,
it would be nice if that could get addressed first before you.
Don't worry. You can pay another like $30, and then we might. Fix all that stuff for you. Just keep sending us money. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
We're sitting here waiting on the phone. 1-800 number at the bottom of the page. You can see it right down there, folks. Get your credit cards ready.
Screw Kickstarter. It's time for a telethon.
Oh yeah, telethon. Let's get going.
So for people who
Mike is standing by. Look at him. He's not.
So for people who may not understand exactly what's going on, which game is this, and what's exactly happening?
It's ARK Survival Evolved, which is on Game Preview on the Xbox and PC, like Steam, I believe.
Yep.
And they want to release DLC, which is paid, which is pissing a lot of people off. I mean, you look at Steam and everybody's giving it like downvotes and saying, I don't recommend this game because they should finish the game first before releasing the DLC, or unless it's free, but then they'd be happy with that. So
yeah, that's really weird.
I'll take free DLC any day, just not paid because I don't know.
But also, like price-wise, it's like pretty expensive compared with the game preview price. I believe game preview price was $30, and the DLC is $20.
Yeah, I think it was $30 or 34, I believe.
34. Yeah.
34, and yeah.
I think it even has gone on sale.
It's on sale right now, I believe.
Oh.
Everybody, you can buy it on sale right now, and then guess what? You can buy the DLC with it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just give them a whole bunch of money. Just write them a blank check. Say, write your own number on the thing, damn it.
This should be the first game preview with gold.
Yeah.
One thing that I've read, I'm not sure if that's true, but they created this DLC to pay for the lawsuit that they're facing.
I thought they had that settled.
I thought that they did too, and I was going to bring
maybe
that
they did.
up.
I don't know.
I was going to ask you guys, isn't this not the first bit of controversy that this studio has had to deal with. So, one of you guys crack a beer, by the way? De Niro wants to know.
Yes, that was me.
That was I figured it was you. And
that was me. Hey, Diego, I'm having a cold one for you, my friend. Cheers.
Hey, crack one for me too.
Yeah, and for everyone on the panel.
I'm still a little parched from the.
I'm drinking
day,
H2O.
So you may see me. You may see me run upstairs. You may see me run upstairs for a soda in a minute.
Mine's Costco branded.
Mike, you run upstairs and grab a Yuengling.
You know what? I'm all out. That is why you have not seen me drink Yuengling on the podcast lately, because quite frankly, I'm out, and I haven't had time to go to the store and get more.
Damn.
That will be remedied this week.
Mike, my friend, you need a vodka tonic right now.
I need Yuengling delivery. Is what I need.
Hey,
Amazon. I need Amazon. I need Amazon to get one of their drones in the air and get some Yuengling over here.
That sounds like a plan, man.
That sounds like a plan. I don't know if they sell that stuff. I know they got that whole pantry thing my wife is interested in, where she got a whole box of paper towel for like $3, like a box, like a big giant box of 8 million rolls of paper towel for $3.
Are you where's this on Amazon?
Amazon. They got this thing called Amazon Pantry.
Dude, we need to talk offline, man, because we go through paper towels like no one's business here.
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
Kids, right. We would be
towels, toilet paper,
Kleenex, stuck in paper towels.
Milk. Somebody needs to create more than a gallon of milk. I need to get like a 5-gallon carafe of milk.
Carafe. You need a cow, Mike, in your backyard.
I do. I need and then it can graze and cut my grass for me.
Maybe one of those carboys.
My knees right now.
Mike, we have two fridges in our house, man, because we run out of stuff so quickly.
I have 3 freezers.
Jesus.
I have two refrigerator freezers and a chest freezer.
Wow. Why do you have so many freezers?
The deer.
Well, one is to put whatever kid is not behaving in it.
Nice.
One for the mother-in-law.
Wait.
One for the mother-in-law.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a joke.
Yeah.
This is a disclaimer. Next Level Gaming does not freeze its children. Mike Mullis does not punish his children by putting them in the chest freezer.
Just the mother-in-law, though.
Just the mother-in-law.
Hey, I'm not gonna. A true story. I had a friend whose cat passed away, and he wrapped it up in aluminum foil, and stuck it in one of those freezer chests.
What?
So we're talking about Amazon and napkins. This is the best gaming podcast ever.
Who said that?
He said, must be because we're adults and old, and I said, and have kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so where the hell were we? Oh, yes, ARK DLC.
Oh, yeah.
So we're off the napkins then, are we?
Yeah, we're off napkins.
Mike, we're going to have to talk offline about this, though, seriously.
Yeah, I will share.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Father to father, I will share.
Father to father. God, you made it sound so old.
Thank God John's not here tonight.
I know. John will be like, what the fuck, you guys? Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. Oh, my God.
Okay, all right. So back to paid DLC for a game that hasn't been completed yet. I have not bought ARK. Because I'm not a hypocrite that says I don't want to play No Man's Sky and then I go and play ARK. I have no interest in these games. First off, I have never bought anything in game preview at all, but I seem to see now between HDK with We Happy Few and our wonderful Fine Fins with all the Steam stuff that we're getting, we are starting to cover and showcase more early access and game preview stuff. So this is a bigger thing than we've also ever seen in previous generations. We talk about stuff that just didn't happen before. This is also new and uncharted territory, but I think that I don't think I've seen any other developer with the balls to try to sell full DLC on a game that's not done.
Of course it is. You're a liar.
I mean, that's.
I got to look this up while you're, because I know.
But maybe it kind of makes sense because people have bought it already and are playing it. So it's like, hey, let's offer them. People already playing game. People already putting a lot of hours into this.
Well, maybe they need to, take it out of game preview then.
Right.
They're not giving me
that's a
any
good point,
incentive to
yeah.
buy it. As pretty much a day one adopter of the Xbox game preview of it, there's no incentive for me to buy it.
Or what they should do is people who bought it within the first week or two of it coming out should get it for free, and everyone else should have to pay for it.
Or if you got to pay for the DLC, maybe they should have it at a really cheap price, but then when the game's released, then they can up the price of everything to
Shut up,
what
I'm
they
talking.
want it to. Oh,
Yeah,
who cares
maybe.
if you're talking? Nobody cares if you're talking.
You dick.
Like $5 then?
Yeah, like $5. I wouldn't have cared if it was $5.
Well, I think it was. I mean, Peter, it was you that actually said, game preview DLC.
Yeah.
Or preview DLC. I mean,
Preview DLC.
So that should be discounted. 'Cause
Right.
it's still in
Should
preview.
be. Yeah, it's still in preview. Discount.
Free for
But
the
if-
first couple
if
weeks.
you
Free
have
the first
DLC
20 people.
if you have DLC for a game that's not done, is it really DLC or is it just game content that hasn't been put in yet?
DLC. Yeah, that's
It's
debatable.
DLC.
I mean, it's just weird. It doesn't.
Mike looks so flustered.
I
He's
do.
Yeah.
trying to
No,
figure this out.
I don't care about the game itself because this is something that
Mike.
just doesn't even compute.
Mike,
It has
we're
nothing
getting
to do with it being 11:30 at night. It's
Mike,
just
we're getting old. The industry's changed so
We-
much.
yeah. I'm Danny Glover. I'm just gonna. This is where I'm at right now. This is.
Damn.
I mean, really, this is Sergeant Murtaugh territory. Getting too old for this shit. I can't
Murtaugh.
comprehend, and I guess I'm apparently not the only one because as Jason pointed out, Steam is pissed, or Steam
Yeah.
players they are
Oh,
pissed.
yeah. Lots of people are pissed. I mean, you can scroll for hours on all the downvotes and why they're upset about it. And these people have 500, 1,000 hours in the game. It's not like they just bought it and went, yeah, I don't like it. Downvote.
Now there are people that there are people that are also agreeing with the point that it is a more polished early access game. I think somebody actually did say that. Digital Wildfire says this game feels done. So, but it's just it. I also agree. If the game feels done, then bring it out of early access. Then
Yeah.
By the way, I know
Yeah.
Digital Wildfire. I call him Digital Fire Crotch. That's what I call him.
Oh boy.
All right.
Hey, you just had to say his name, didn't you, Mike? You just
Yeah.
had to say his name.
had to say it, and now all of a sudden we've lost a subscriber. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
I mean, or do the. I mean, it isn't. It hasn't been terribly uncommon that companies that are about to release a game or are a month or two away from releasing a game are already talking about DLC going forward. We have seen that. So why not do that? Why not talk about, say, okay, we've got DLC. It's going to be coming after the game is out of early access. Even if it's ready, I think it's bad play to sell it before. I can't get over it. I can't comprehend it. There's no reason other than perhaps the necessity of money that they're in bad straits monetarily, and maybe there's
Could be it, Mike.
lawsuits or something like that
That
they
could
would
be
do that. I mean, otherwise it doesn't from a marketing or a PR standpoint make sense to do this.
I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense in the sense that I'm trying to explain this, man. It makes sense, in the sense that these people have already bought into the game and are playing it and are playing it as they would have, put $60 down for a game. You see what I'm saying? So it's people are playing it. I mean, so possibly in the mind of the developer, look, people already invested in this game monetarily already. They're spending hundreds of hours in this game. Hey, there's clearly a demand for this game or for more content. We're just going to put it out there in charge.
Do you think keeping it in game preview keeps the price artificially low? Because you cannot all of a sudden the full game release cannot be all of a sudden $35, and maybe 3 months from now, 6 months from now, you raise it to 60. That looks kind of weird. and maybe they don't want to charge $60 as of yet.
Why couldn't they, at least on Steam, why couldn't they set their own price?
I don't know.
And let me play devil's advocate to you, Enrique.
Yes.
I have seen this argument as well. Well, if they're releasing paid DLC, why are they working on DLC before they finished the game? Like before they finished developing the game. So it's like they're moving on from developing the game and working on DLC. Why aren't those man hours going into completing the game?
That's a good point. I mean, you know, it could be because of what you guys brought up with the lawsuits. Maybe they need more money for development. I mean, it could be that. But yeah, that's a great question, because it also doesn't make sense. Like if you're putting out new content and you're saying the game's not finished, well, why are you not trying to finish the game?
Right, and that's why I'm having trouble comprehending this idea, because.
Yeah. I was also trying to play the devil's advocate too.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. And you know, look, and I want to bring up a question from Witty. Witty said, "What about Deus Ex DLC a month after release?" But that's a game that fully released. There was no early access. There was no game preview for Deus Ex. Deus Ex was a retail release. So yeah, that's kind of definitely shady as far as, you know.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, like, you have different teams working on, you know, at the end you have different teams than those guys that work on the DLC. So they started, you know, the DLC before they were done completely debugging and like fine tuning it. So
it's all Western Drake's fault.
Listen, all you guys are talking so bad about this game, it's actually making me want to buy it now.
Well, so. Jason, you have it. Peter, do you have it?
I have ARK, yes.
All right,
Okay,
so
so, I mean, from a standpoint of the game itself, how is the game itself?
I mean, I had quite a bit of fun in it. I just played it, you know, at home, like by myself, with no one else, like not in a big Xbox Live party like we normally have nowadays. And I wasn't on a server or anything, just, you know, the home-based server thing. So I had a bit of fun, but it would have been more fun if I had HTK or Drakey or somebody in there with me.
I don't know if I like I said, I don't really like the whole idea of, like, you know, the No Man's Sky or the Elite Dangerous idea, really. But this game, it's only $20. It's on sale right now, and I'm not gonna buy the DLC. I mean, that's just not gonna happen.
You just ruined them. They were waiting for your money.
Yeah, I mean, but
I'm bad.
You guys know me. Anything that you guys don't like, I like even more.
It's my money, and I need it now.
But yeah, I'm the same.
Well, Drake, we all like Gears of War.
Yeah. Okay, man. I guess I got to give up my King's Crown on Gears of War then. Yeah.
But I'm with Jason. When I bought ARK, it just came out, so I played through the trial, and it was only an hour, and it's like, oh, time's up, and I was having a lot of fun, so I bought it, and I played that day, and I think I played the next day, and then I moved on because due to too many other games available.
How about this? If I download it, are you willing to play it after we get off this podcast?
Sure.
All right.
Depending how long we're going, though.
Let's extrapolate this out too, because this is not just about ARK. I mean, this is about game preview and early access in general.
Yeah.
You know, what kind of precedent does this set? And especially if it sells. Oh my God!
I know the new trend. They're going to sell DLC before the game's even out. Period. Before it's in early access or anything. Hey, you can buy this character, and guess what? You can't use it for a while. We got to start making the game. But you can buy the character.
The DLC pays for the game development in general.
Yep. There you go.
Oh God!
You heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks.
Crowdfunding to another level.
Yeah, that's the part where I get off this ride, because that. I mean,
well, hurry the hell up! Get the hell off!
Imagine. So.
Well, Mike, the industry will move forward with it so long as we support it. So, hopefully people don't support this stuff.
Yeah,
They just want your wallet. Just give them your wallet.
Jabril says it perfectly. If people decide to buy it, that's on them.
Yeah, it is.
That's true.
But imagine, so we've got a couple of videos on We Happy Few that Peter has done. Great videos.
We Happy Few.
Imagine.
You're a downer.
Yeah, give me some joy. Give me some
Imagine
joy.
if that second video where he went outside and he was roaming around outside, imagine if that was paid DLC.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
seriously, imagine if that was, if you know, it's
Please
like,
insert a quarter.
right, exactly. Here, you pay $20 for the base game, and then as we, you know, instead of charging $60 when the game actually comes out for the people who buy it when it's released, they just start chunking $5 pieces of the game that you have to buy in preview in order to continue on. But imagine if that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
They give you a desert wasteland and you want rocks, guess what? You got to buy those rocks.
And that's exactly
You want to use the
why.
E button on your controller? $5.
That's exactly why.
You want to use that B button?
Guess what? You got to crowdfund that.
Right.
That's
Each time you
exactly
hear
why.
Triangle
push a
is
button, you
50
hear
cents.
ka-ching, ka-ching.
Right.
If I buy the
Every
game,
time you press the B button, you got to pay him $5.
Hey, but here's another thing. Games in game preview are not necessarily to be released, right? It's not a guarantee, I believe.
No, there's no guarantee.
So you buy DLC for a game that potentially gets axed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I actually can bring up a real world example of that. So when they were in closed beta for Fable Legends, at one point they did allow you to start buying gold in the game, in the beta.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
So you could actually spend real world money in the game, and then the game gets canceled. Now, Microsoft refunded all of that gold, all that money back to people who bought gold. They all got refunds.
All developer, that would have been different.
Exactly. That's Microsoft. What if you guys all buy this ARK DLC, you guys that own ARK, what if you buy ARK DLC and then, you know, whatever that lawsuit or another lawsuit or something comes up with the developer and they they fold, and then you know what happens when a developer folds, 9 times out of 10 their game's delisted.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you've not only lost the money you paid for the game because the game's no longer there, you don't get a finished game, and now you're stuck paying for DLC on an unfinished game that may never play the way it would intend when it's done.
Yeah.
This could be that's a problem.
Yeah.
Especially if they did the DLC to cover a lawsuit. Now, let me disclaim, because we don't want,
angry people.
Right, we don't want angry people contacting us and telling us that we are slandering them. We do not at all we don't know that that's what this is for. We don't know why.
We're speculating.
Right. It's purely speculation. There is absolutely there's no way to know, and we're not doing any kind of investigative journalism here. We're simply saying that there is a possibility that could be a reason, but not necessarily. We are not necessarily saying that is the 100% ironclad reason that this DLC is out. However, I stand by what I just said, which is that doesn't mean that the developer can't go under and the game can't disappear, and you've lost that money plus the DLC money. That is a real thing. Because Fable Legends is gone. I can't play Fable Legends anymore.
No.
Like, I've got it. I can't play it anymore. The servers are dead. ARK runs on servers. If those servers go away...
I think you can play on your own. Does it still need a server?
I think they still need servers.
Yeah, I think you connect to a server or something.
Okay.
I mean, if somebody, please, comment section below. If somebody is playing, if you guys have ARK and we are incorrect on that and you can play it offline, I don't know, that please leave us a comment. We will correct us if need be. But if those servers go away, a major component of the game is gone, which is the online social multiplayer piece.
Yeah, true.
So, that is a real thing that can happen. It's that's a hard thing to swallow. At least with with Deus Ex, if for some reason Square Enix falls off the face of the earth tomorrow, Deus Ex is still going to work, and whatever DLC you bought after that is still going to run on a finished game. This is just a very different thing, exactly. And I got to understand the angst for it. So
yeah.
All right.
Man, after you
that's all I got.
Are you out of breath?
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to get done. Like, holy jeez, he can talk forever.
Well, have at it, my crew. I will sit back and wait.
Oh, good. I love it.
Okay, then.
All right.
That's why Mike is the host.
Yeah.
Hosting.
Yeah, we're waiting for you to talk again.
All right, so we finally...
You cut your breath. You're good. Okay, perfect.
Okay, so Digital Wildfire says there is a way to play offline, but it uses a server.
Okay. It still needs a server, though.
Yeah.
All right. So, since we've covered that, now we move on to Joe's subject of the week that he has been dying to cover. So thank you very much, guys. This has been the NLG podcast. We will see you next week.
Listen here.
Nobody wants to hear about Gears of War.
Joe, what you got for us?
Well, as you know, yesterday the race to level 50 on Horde was out on Twitch at PAX, and that thing looks absolutely amazing because, like, they feel free to cut in too, guys, if you want. Oh yeah, but it's crazy. Like they got a weapons locker. So you know how like 3 was very tower defense kind of. It looks like very tower defense. Like you could put up like all these turrets and stuff like that. That one, and you had to like put up a home base. They actually have this really cool thing now where it's a class-based system. So you can also pick like a sniper. For instance, my favorite one that I've looked at, I'm going to be a scout, but my favorite one that I looked at was there's a sniper class that I saw, and they have it to where you can get perks now throughout the Horde mode, and you actually can get it to where if you, through all the way to wave 50, you can get a perk to where you can't get all of them, but you can get a perk to where you can headshot a person, and it automatically one-hit kills them all the way up to wave 50. And then they have another one that you could add on top of that, which is exploding headshots. So when you do that, it can blow up the enemies that are near them too, which is pretty sick. Like I said, you can't collect all of them, but you can collect most of them, and it's awesome. And then what? So
Joe, for those who are unfamiliar with Gears of War's Horde mode, take us through it.
Boom.
Just a brief kind of description of what Horde mode is.
Grinders everywhere.
Well,
boom. Boom. Boom.
Oh, I almost got
Boom. Get some.
Boom.
Well,
Get away from there, Dom.
Joe.
Boom.
Joe. What Horde
Drake
is pretty much like.
Don't call me beautiful anymore.
What most of the games
Such
you
a
see,
nurse.
Dick. Most of the games
that you talk for Christ's sake.
What most of the games that you see nowadays.
We didn't come here to hear him talk.
Dick. the Horde mode. The Horde mode that you see nowadays, like all these wave-based third-person kind of modes and stuff like that. They had those way back when, but they were not as popular as they are now because of Gears of War influenced it, which is like it went from being just to where you fight off waves of enemies on the second one to the third one where it was like a tower defense based kind of thing where you could put up all these, like spike traps and they walk through
defenses.
It slower, like the defenses and stuff, and then you have turrets and you have all these cool things that you can get. But also at the same time you can go fight the enemies yourself, which is awesome. Now, that was the third one. And then the new one, what it is pretty much is you can carry around this big crate and you could set it up at a certain spot and start putting down these cool, weapons and stuff like that. and you can put down like turrets and a weapons locker, which is like you can put weapons in there for later on, like special weapons if you complete challenges throughout the Horde mode. You can put those in there for later on, so when you need them on the boss rounds, you can keep pulling them out and using them to your advantage. And then they also have like this cool ability where you can revive your teammates if they die that wave too. And you can go pick up their cog tags and walk back over to the machine and pay for it if you have enough. And like they have a new class-based mode, which is really cool. Like characters, which is really cool. Like they have a scout, which they collect double the energy, which energy is used to be able to revive people or buy turrets and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And then they got the sniper class, the heavy, they got the scouts, all these cool things that you can get in there. And it changes up the modes, and then you also get perks too. So
yeah,
it's
like
pretty
burn
cool.
cards.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's really cool because you get these perks that are added onto it, which adds an extra layer of it. So Horde mode is not one of those kind of modes where you want to run in there like an idiot and try to get kills, especially since now if you can't buy back in like you could in 3. Someone has to literally, if you're a dummy and you run across the map and try to fend off yourself, your teammates have to run all the way on the other side of the map, pick up your cog tags, and then run all the way back to the machine, to the fabricator, whatever they call it, and be able to put it in the machine and pay to revive that person. So it's a very team-oriented kind of mode, which is cool. Pretty sick.
Yeah.
So how is this different from say like the zombie modes that you get in Call of Duty?
Well, like I said, like the perks, definitely you get the perks in the other zombies too, but the perks in this one, it's different kinds. It's not like withstand more damage or nothing like that. It's more like abilities for your character. Each character has special abilities that can only be used for that character. Like I told Modzoo, for instance, I'm going to be Scout whenever the game comes out. Scout picks up double energy. So when I'm running around collecting it, you guys don't want to touch any of the energy because you guys will just get the regular amount. You guys want to kill the enemies and let me rack up all the energy and go put it back in the box so that we get more. That's what you guys would want to do. And like the sniper gets the one-hit kills if they, get a headshot. Yeah. And then you get the heavies who do massive damage and I believe they can withstand more damage. And it's really, really cool. Like every character has a reason to play that character. It creates unique play styles. And it's kind of like Rainbow Six Siege, how in that way to where every character has an ability, and if you are better with a certain, ability on a certain level, then that's good for you. Like me, I said that I recommended that when we first start playing it, we get like 2 engineers, because engineers, I forgot about them. They can build reinforcements for half the price. So it's pretty cool. Like they have their own little things that they could do. Get 2 engineers, get like a heavy, get like a sniper, and then go in there and we all just, rack up kills. So it's pretty cool. It's different. It takes a lot more skill than the zombies modes do, where you run around in a circle and then you chain them up and then you turn around and shoot them right in the head. It's not like that. You actually have to fend off a point and be smart and strategic with the energy that you get. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's such a big improvement from previous gears, the previous Horde modes and other gears. It's a little more tactical, and I think Drake. I think we were watching it. We weren't watching it together, but I think we were watching it at the same time in the party chat last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the new enemies, the Snatchers. Wow.
Oh yeah, those things. The bosses. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Those are crazy. The bosses are freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
These dudes yesterday, they were playing it. It it was like Gears of War pros, and they were playing it on hardcore. They weren't playing it on normal.
Didn't one guy jump into the stomach of a
Yes.
and then start walking around and killing people?
I don't remember.
It almost looked like he used the animal as a weapon.
I don't know. I
didn't see that.
I didn't see that
saw
either.
them get swallowed up.
I could be wrong, and it could have been he was in a slow death.
No,
yeah.
The snatchers will actually eat you.
Yeah,
and
digest you.
Digest
shoot
you
out of their belly.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was digesting, and then other guys had to come over and try to shoot you out of it.
Yeah, that's what it was. They
okay.
had to shoot you in the stomach.
For a minute, and some of it was because I had to keep the sound down, but for a minute, it actually looked like he jumped in and it took control of the snatcher and started walking around with it. I'm like, holy shit! Now that's a heck of a weapon. So.
No, dude, it's crazy though, man. Like that Gears of War, the bosses are so ridiculous, and they chose to play it on hardcore. Gears of War, if you do not know already, Gears of War goes casual, normal, and then it goes hardcore, insane. So that's the way.
Why am I playing this?
And why am I playing this? But they played on hardcore. And that was their first time ever touching it. They never, knew anything about it. The only thing that they had people who worked on the game, one person on each team, on each squad, that would stand behind them and kind of watch them and tell them little hints on things to do and try to help them on strategies and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. So, I mean, it was pretty entertaining. It's definitely something that's on the top of my list. And for any of you who do not know, that if you actually purchase the season pass with it, you don't have to if you're just going to play pubs. But if, say like me, I'm purchasing the season pass to it, there's 2 maps every single month that come out. If you have the season pass, none of my friends, none of HTK, Stinger, if I played with Enrique, if I played with Modzoo, none of them would have to purchase those maps if we played in a private lobby because I already own them. As long as I'm host, they can play them.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
So none of you guys have to ever purchase them, which is awesome. Like, I'm the only one who has to purchase
that's
it.
for sure.
Yeah.
And for anyone who doesn't know, on the public matches, they're going to have a rotation. You can play all the new maps for free. You don't need to get a season pass. That's only if you plan on playing private. And as long as one of your friends has it, you can play those new maps on private matches. But you can always play the new maps as they rotate throughout the month, and end up playing those maps, the new maps and stuff, which is awesome.
Yeah. I still like the way, obviously, I guess they can't do what 343i does with just, nothing but free content. I would prefer that.
Well,
but
also, 2 free maps a month.
Yeah, I mean, putting that into rotation is the next best thing.
Yeah.
So, by the way, want to welcome into the chat room our wonderful fine Finn, Yaris37. He's in there, Zakatosh. I think that Zakatosh. And so we got to get him on the podcast because the dude's got. I'm entranced whenever I watch him. Whenever I watch him stream, I just love watching him because
it's such a nice when he streams.
He is such a nice. So we got to get him. We got to work out. Now he is 8 hours, 7 hours ahead of us. So need to work out. Get him up early enough to be on the podcast.
Yeah, tell him he can't sleep. You're not allowed to sleep. Get on the podcast.
Yeah, it would be 4 a.m. for him. So, and on a work day. So yes, I did say 7 hours. So yeah, it would be. He'd have to wake up at 4 a.m. on a work day. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but
maybe when they have a holiday.
There we go. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this sounds like it's going to be the reaction from Gears fans has been extremely positive.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there are people are like, okay, now this is because a lot of people have
Cliffy B's reaction has been pretty positive.
Who?
Cliffy B.
Oh yeah. Well, people keep asking him about it, and he's finally, can you please just shut the hell up and stop asking me about it? I haven't played it yet. But he's,
everything needs his seal of approval or something. Do you like the way he shoots his gun? Oh, yeah, okay. There's the stamp.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Could you call him up and tell him how to do it?
Yeah.
What? I'm kind of making my own game here, guys. That's kind of sad, by the way, because he's in the middle of making his own game, and people are asking him about Gears.
Yeah.
That's gotta make him angry.
Yeah, it's like, we got a bunch of questions to ask you about Gears of War, but we don't care about your game.
Right.
Answer these questions here.
Right.
Gears.
People are
Do you like this? Do you like his hairstyle?
Right.
Is he tough enough for you?
Most people have forgotten the name of his game by now.
Is it Lawbreakers?
Yeah, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, I don't even remember. I don't care either.
Most people don't. They just want to know. They just want to know about how he feels about Gears.
And
that's
probably
so
annoying
unfair
him
to
by
him,
now.
though. That is so unfair to him. He is not. It's not his game anymore.
People look at him like it was his game, though, and to me, it really wasn't. It was a whole team's game.
It was him and Rod.
It was him and Rod, though, who were like the brains behind it. Yeah.
Rod Ferguson. This series is in extremely good hands.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I heard someone ask on the live chat yesterday during the Twitch stream? This was funny. Someone asked him, asked why they're actually not putting Locust in the multiplayer and why they're putting Swarm instead. I was like, this guy's gotta be a dumbass, dude. He really does. The thing is, the reason why is because it would make no sense for the story. The Locusts are wiped out. They're done. That's the thing.
They're on vacation.
They're at Hershey Park.
They're at Hershey Park.
They're enjoying the roller coasters and the water slides and all that fun stuff.
Those assholes were
eating chocolate.
Yeah.
Eating bonbons.
So
Emotion bonbons.
And they're keeping quite active on Twitter too.
Right. Right.
They're not happy with the EA Access Titanfall thing.
Yeah. Boom.
They're tweeting with their 110.
Not happy. EA Access canceled.
Yeah. Boom.
What the heck was that?
I don't know.
Yeah, what was that, Mike?
I don't know. It sounded like a messed up garbage disposal.
Yeah.
They're hitting across the room with their torque bow. There, I hit the letter. The next letter.
All right. Boom.
Boom.
Oh crap! I blew up the keyboard.
What's up with everyone in the boom?
Dom, get over here.
Get over here.
I am tired of saving your ass.
Somebody order a pizza.
Pizza. Open that door and Dom's sitting in the chair, or Marcus is sitting in the chair, and all I could think to myself was he just wanted to look up and say, I'm trying to take a shit. Oh boy. Get out of the bathroom.
Get out of my house. I'm going to be stinking up the bathroom.
This gray hair is yours.
Get out.
Boom. Boom.
Oh, man. All right. So, Gears does come out in October.
Yep.
Only in
October
Texas.
11th.
That's yep.
Such a nice.
Who's getting it? Besides, so Drake's not getting it. Who's getting it?
No, yeah, Drake isn't getting it. He said he doesn't like that game.
Yeah.
It's a
Getting it
day
for
one
sure.
buy for me.
Day one.
Oh yeah.
Locked and loaded.
I'm gonna be on Horde mode.
It's
Enrique,
Horde mode.
Enrique, I
Good
can
stuff.
kiss you right now.
He can kiss you.
Blah, blah, blah.
Mortally wounded.
That is definitely a day one.
Oh yeah, day one.
So, all right. So that leads me to the last thing, and then we'll wrap up. It was another great set of discussions. I thought this is a strong panel, man. Frankie, we hope Frankie did DM me in the middle of this and said that he had just fallen asleep. He is just
Old age kicking in.
This whatever he's got just wiped him out. So Frankie, get better. We'll see you on next Sunday, of course.
He's playing Battleborn.
He said he couldn't even. He said he couldn't. That's how sick he was. That's how I knew he was sick. He
wasn't playing Battleborn.
He was like, I can't even play Battleborn. I'm like, you know what? I legit believe he's sick.
I sent him my well wishes, told him get better.
So,
Battleborn needs him, you know.
Yep.
Whoa,
Wow.
you actually said something nice to someone? Wow.
Who?
You, Modzoo.
I say nice things all the
Modzoo says
time.
nice
Yeah,
things all the
Modzoo.
time.
It's not Modzoo we have to worry about.
I say nice things all the time. I'm just a dick to you half the time, Drake.
Oh, don't worry, it goes both ways.
All right, one more question, and this sort of leads. I have a question from the chat room, and this sort of leads into my
Yes.
final question. What does everyone think of Recore now seeing the launch trailer and the gameplay footage?
Looks decent.
Looks all right. I mean, you know, the lock-on system kind of reminds me of a little bit of Metroid Prime. But you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm still. I haven't seen enough yet. You know, it's.
I haven't been swayed either which way yet. I mean, it looks interesting.
Looks
the whole idea is interesting. The game looks fun, but I'd like to see a little more. I'm more than likely going to get it if it's, in my field of what I like to play.
All right.
But people
Joe,
got their hands on it.
Joe, you were kind of in and out on it.
Yeah, it's like I told you, I was gonna get it that day, but it's all about bills and whatnot right now. Like I said I was gonna get it, but then, I found out I had some stuff with bills that are coming up, and there's some other games that I want, and I'd rather get those pre-ordered before worrying about that because it is a single player. But it looks pretty good. I mean, it definitely looks like something that I'm very interested in supporting. Probably not day one, but that's nothing against the game. It's just, it's single player. So it's something that I'll probably get maybe 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks after it comes out. But it definitely looks like a very good game. I was not a fan of it at first.
It's a good question in chat right there.
Yeah, and I'm about to answer that question, but I cut off Peter. I'm sorry. What?
Well, now some people got their hands on it and actually played it, and they're raving about it. So,
oh wow,
that goes a long way. Also, what I've seen looks pretty good. It's day one for me.
Does it got the HTK seal of approval?
Well, we'll see once I play it. But I mean, also like for $40, it's an attractive price.
Yeah. And that was a question De Niro just brought up. Does the $40 price tag and not being 60 sway anyone?
Absolutely.
It makes it a little easier.
It definitely helps.
It definitely
does help.
Absolutely.
And for me, I mean, I didn't see the 15-minute gameplay video because I try not to watch those anymore. But the launch trailer and the trailers the footage that I've seen before that. I mean, you guys know me. I'm more a single-player game guy than I'm a multiplayer game guy. So this game already has an advantage on me as far as of taste. So I'm also day one with Peter. So I think between the two of us, between streams and whatnot, I think we'll be okay. You guys will get a chance to see it because one of us is going to stream it. Or both of us in multiple places. So you guys who are kind of on the fence and waiting, you guys can kind of check it out as we're covering it. So, but yeah, it's day one for me. That's right up my alley. And I liked what I saw. I liked the gameplay that I saw. It looked interesting. It looked. I'm trying to think of what it looks like to me. Definitely has a. I don't know. When I think Metroidvania, which is what I've heard, I mean, I think Ori and the Blind Forest. It doesn't look like an Ori and the Blind Forest kind of game to me. It looks more 3D. It looks more, you moving forward instead of
Prime,
right. It looks like a typical third-person action adventure, and I'm into that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get it.
Such a nice.
Yeah. So that leads me into the question I want to ask. Normally we ask, what are you guys playing? But I thought I wanted to kind of throw a curveball on this week as we wrap up and ask, what are the fall games, since we are headed towards that time frame? What are the fall games that are your tier one, the ones that you are day one on, and then your second tier if you got extra money. So, Jason, let's start with you. What is on your to-do list for fall?
Now you make me wish I had a list in front of me so I could see what I could talk about.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go off the cuff. You've got to know what you're ready to buy.
Yeah, for sure. 100% day one for me is Forza. Absolutely getting that game. Probably another day one for me. Battlefield. I did enjoy the beta. Down the list, Recore would be like a third for me. I'm gonna miss games. I'm gonna tell you that now. So, what else is coming out here? I can't think of any more. Definitely Titanfall is way at the very, very bottom of the list. Furthest you can go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that the game was hard. It's just I just didn't care for it.
That's fine.
Oh, NHL. That's on my list of like number 2, number 3, somewhere around there, like in a tier system.
Gotcha. Well, you can. That's an.
I can try it with you. Yeah, I can try it. Was it next week? So that's such a nice. I'm gonna look up some
never
games.
Played Skyrim? Holy cow! Okay, so Jabril says he's looking forward to the Skyrim remaster. He never played it, but hear good things about it.
Yeah, if you have never played it, then definitely.
It's a great game.
You are gonna like that game.
You got to pick that up if you haven't played it.
Yeah,
that'd be on a tier 3 for me. I forgot about Skyrim.
Strap yourself in and make yourself a pizza because you're gonna need it.
Oh, you.
I'll take more than one.
More than one pizza. Yeah, you're gonna have to stock up. Get into your shelter and stock up because you're gonna be in there a while.
Just get like 500 pizzas.
Yeah. That game is fire.
It is awesome.
Yeah. So
much to do in it.
Yeah. Oh, and if you guys have not checked out, Jason did put up a great video of the NHL 17 beta. It is up on the NLG channel. So
it's my first playthrough on it, and I will be doing some recording of, I guess you say, the early pre-release, whatever you want to call it.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Such a nice.
Joe,
Canadian.
That's cool. Yeah, man. All right, Joe, what's on your list?
Hey, Joe.
Definitely, Gears of War. Definitely, Battlefield. Definitely Forza, and
Dark Souls 3 DLC. That's at your top of your list.
I don't even like Dark Souls.
Sorry, Digital Wildfire just put that in chat. So
that'll be up there that's on Frankie's list. Frankie's a Dark Souls guy.
Good game.
What else?
Never played it.
If you like cutting yourself.
Yeah. Mafia. Greg?
Mafia? Oh yeah, Mafia and Watch Dogs too, definitely. That's the one thing I'm really enjoying also is, I'm liking that there are bringing these black protagonists to games because of the fact that it's so uncommon. It's like, if you really look at it, this is an amazing year for that too, because you get Battlefield 1, you get Mafia 3, and you get Watch Dogs 2. Like, usually you don't get that. That's pretty crazy to me.
I know John has been raving about the storyline in Battlefield 1.
Yeah, the Harlem Hellfighters.
The Harlem Hellfighters.
Yeah.
He's been raving about the fact that it's a great story to be told.
Hopefully, a single player will tell it's a good job.
Yeah.
Telling that story.
Yep. So, all right, Peter.
Definitely locked and loaded are Forza Horizon 3, Battlefield 1, Recore, and Gears.
Oh, he must have a list in front of him. Damn you!
Well, yeah, I made a list. Well,
damn you! I wish I had that list.
I did not disclose that I was going to ask this question.
Yeah, Gears of War is the top of my list too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and maybes are Mafia and Watch Dogs, and I'm the same thing with. Was it you, Jason? It said Titanfall all the way at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Lowest of the lowest.
Where's NHL on your list?
That's off the list.
It's off the. Oh.
I'll wait till it's in EA access. Sorry. I'm not much of a hockey player, so I might check it out once it's.
Yeah, you get the 10-hour trial or whatever.
10-hour trial.
I'll buy it just to throw it in the trash.
just to throw it in the trash.
Jesus.
It's an expensive coaster.
You're so cruel. You're so cruel. I believe they make that game in Vancouver.
Right down the street from you, right? Or is that on the other side of the...
yeah, that's on the other side of the friggin' country.
That's what I thought.
I'm in Ontario.
Vancouver's on the west, and you're on the east.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just like saying, you're like down the street from California or something.
Right. All right, and our esteemed guest from the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast, Mr. Enrique Castellanos.
He's charging all these games to your triple platinum MasterCard, by the way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, what are you getting, Enrique?
Day one, definitely Gears of War 4. What else? Battlefield 1. And I'll pick up the Dark Souls DLC. And probably, I think that's... Am I missing something else? That's probably it, day one. I'm just so backlogged right now. So it's those are the three at least I'll commit to. Possible purchases for me. Titanfall 2 and Mafia 3 I'll definitely get at some point. The Last Guardian, if that comes out on time, I'll pick that up. And
you're the first person to mention that one.
Yeah, well, it's I mean, geez, we saw this game years ago, and it's
Anybody else a little concerned though that we're even getting to? We've gone through E3, we've gone through Gamescom, we've gone through PAX, and we haven't seen anything. Like every time a game comes out where you don't see any, like Recore got the same exact criticism that we went like years without seeing footage. I'm not even sure the game's going to be at Tokyo Game Show. Am I the only one that's a little concerned?
I would not be surprised if it got delayed till early 2017.
Wow.
Only because it seems like Sony doesn't release exclusives at the end of the year, and I understand why they don't do it. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Guys, you guys are gonna think I'm stupid right now. I just bought Forza Horizon 2.
Not at all, man.
No, it's a good game.
Not at all.
No, I just paid $50 for it.
It's still worth $50.
I had it before, but
the Storm Island. Grab the Storm Island DLC because that
I just grabbed it $5 and I picked it up.
Yeah.
I picked it up before I actually picked up the game.
That $50. That's still a hell of a deal. And
and you know what? I forgot Final Fantasy 15 day one.
Ooh,
nice.
Ooh, okay.
Such a nice.
Oh, Drakey, I will run Forza Horizon 2 with you in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Enrique, I'm sorry for cutting you off there. I got kind of caught up. I felt like a knucklehead for freaking buying the game.
No, man. Don't.
Let's see. Which one do I want to get? The 10th anniversary edition, the deluxe, or I don't want to buy the.
I think the standard version's fine, but the Porsche expansion was $2.50. I grabbed that.
That's too pricey.
Hold on, it's $2
That's too
right now?
pricey.
I don't think I can afford that.
All right, so let's see. Was that it? Was that it, Enrique? Was that your full list?
Yes, it was.
Okay. All right. So my list is, I think we're all unanimous here. Gears of War 4. So that's day one. Forza Horizon 3 is day one. My other day one is Recore. My secondary list. So, Mafia is very intriguing to me. It's definitely on my secondary list. There's not a lot else. I'm trying to think of really other. I'm not interested in The Last Guardian. It doesn't. the Team Ico games, for some reason, have never appealed to me like they've appealed to other people. Like I know it's
not for everyone.
Not for everyone, and Final Fantasy is not for me at all. So Final Fantasy, whatever, I guess 15 is the latest number. Who knows? It's not like 15-2 or 15 versus or 15 with a dash assault. I was seriously thinking of grabbing. Nobody knows this unless they saw yesterday. They announced Duke Nukem 3D 20th anniversary.
Oh
edition.
yeah,
That looks
I
good.
didn't see that.
With a brand new episode.
Yeah, new music,
new dialogue from John St. John,
Yeah.
and I think commentary.
Yes. And
May
you
I
can
say,
toggle between the old and the new mode
Yes.
May I
for
say,
$20.
Actually, for a guy who's not very much into single-player games, since it's $20, day one buy for me.
Yeah, but let me tell you, Duke had a great multiplayer. Man, that was one of the multiplayer games that when I used to PC game back in the old days, and I'm talking about in the days of packing your computer up and taking it over to a friend's house and LAN gaming all weekend. Between Quake and Duke Nukem was the other one, because that was a hell of a multiplayer game. So I'm $20 might throw that into the top. Throw that into my day one list.
Yeah, I'm going to put that in my day one list. Is it for pre-order yet or not yet?
Not yet.
I'm having buyer's remorse.
I noticed not one of us said Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
I will be getting that, not day one probably.
Yeah, that might be
not a day one.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some footage. It looks actually pretty good, what I've seen so far.
I'm having buyer's remorse right now. I just
nobody
bought Forza
mentioned
and I'm regretting
Dishonored 2.
Oh yeah, Dishonored 2. That won't be day one for me because I'm going to be too backlogged.
Single player again. Can wait. Put that on the pedestal.
My other day one, which nobody else mentioned, Dead Rising 4.
I'm passing on that.
Yeah, I'm passing on that one too.
I haven't finished the whatever version that came on Xbox One.
3?
Yeah, 3. I still need to play that. I played a little bit, but I've never...
I told you I will run that with you. I will run that co-op with you.
All right,
that'll be my 4th playthrough of that game.
All right, let's do that. I'm up for it.
And nobody mentioned South Park. The guys in the chat room are all over it, and Fractured But Whole is one of my...
I'd probably get it, but just not day one. I mean, I loved the Stick of Truth. I love that game. It's hilarious. So I can see myself picking up the new one.
Just an FYI, the Duke Nukem 3D 20th anniversary is available for pre-order.
Sounds good.
Release date 10/11.
Yeah, the only thing I remember about Duke Nukem was going to the bathroom and using the urinals.
Yeah.
And then the other parts of the strip club and stuff like that.
Those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride. That was my favorite. It's right at the beginning.
I played the first one back on 486 computer.
Yep.
Yeah.
People kept dissing that game so much. I think that game was outstanding. It was such a freaking good game. And like you said, the multiplayer, oh man.
It was well underappreciated.
Yeah, it was a good game, dude. And I loved how you turned tiny in that
Oh yeah, then you could get right.
Oh,
then you get squished.
Yo, guys, I'm having buyer's remorse. I just went in, I bought the Porsche pack, the freaking Storm Island, and I spent about a total of like $57, $58.
Dude, that's worth it. For all that?
Yeah.
What do you mean you have buyer's remorse? You haven't even played it yet.
No, I have. I've played it. I had it when it first came out, but I got rid of it because I had no one to play with.
Well, now you
do.
And we will have a Forza Horizon 3 club. For those of you in the chat room or those of you who are watching this after the fact, if you leave in your in the comment section below, leave your gamer tag if you want. We'll reach out to you. We're gonna have a Forza Horizon 3 NLG club for people to run with us.
Call me beautiful.
Yes, you're the only right. We will not accept you unless you call Drake beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Good requirements. Smart man.
Smart man.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for the late start. I really appreciate it. It was one of those. It's really weird. This is the second time that my wife we've done some sort of spontaneous decision.
You gotta
Enrique
start
will
doing
tell
things
you-
on a Saturday.
Yeah, the
Enrique will
curveballs
tell
in
you
life.
Having 3 kids, that's not what you do. You plan things 7 years in advance.
And make sure it's on a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's by the way, since he is part of NLG, I do want to read off Yaris's list. He has Summer Car Project, South Park, Thy Sword, and Battlefield 1.
Sword. That
Dude,
was such
if you
a nice.
guys have
Sword,
not
yeah.
seen, okay, so I gotta shout him out. Like you guys all know that I love you guys, and you guys do some great streaming and stuff, and so does he. And if you guys that are in the chat room and people that are watching this later, if you have not seen one of Yaris 37's Let's Plays, you are missing out. Peter, tell him, because you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! When he did that Thy Sword, that got the attention of the developer, and the developer jumped into the chat room and was kicking
Answering
it with us.
questions. And
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was
So,
pretty awesome.
and the whole beginning when he goes in the name of Crom, and I'm like, yes, there's somebody else who's as old as I am who remembers that shit. You guys, there are so the whole thing. Everybody's like, you gotta go to our YouTube channel, and you have got to check out the incredible gameplay footage that Jason and Peter and Joe and Yaris and Crazy One, and I mean like I don't even put up that much anymore. It used to be all my stuff, and now it's everybody else's stuff, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, we're trying to get something up at least every day for you guys to watch. We work hard.
Right. You just told me you just uploaded something.
Yeah, I did another Monsters and Monocles thing earlier today.
Good game. Another good game.
And there's about four videos that you haven't uploaded of mine that are still on the OneDrive. So there's stuff.
Yes, I still have to get up. You've got a retro play of
Medal of Honor
Medal of
Pacific
Honor.
Assaults. I got some Diablo 3 on there.
Yep. The grab by the ghoulies footage we talked about wasn't.
Yeah.
But so we have that, and actually, Yaris is doing. I'm going to put this up. He's going through Legend of Corandia, an old Westwood Studios game that I used to play on old PC, and
Nice.
he's going to go through and do some of the Corandia stuffs. I mean, Juan's been doing Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge from the original Xbox. So we've got everything going on that channel right now, from retro to new stuff. Today, since it's now the 5th, I can start putting up Dagos, which is Opcam's new overhead shooter game that I've been playing, so I'm going to put some footage up on that today. We've got so much, and you guys have been just rocking the channel. I can't even keep up. So it's been beautiful. So you guys have got to go and sub to the channel for nothing more than checking out all of these guys that you see here, and some of the guys that you don't see. You gotta go check out their content, because NLG has become something that I never dreamed it would because of you guys. So
You're trying to grow it every day.
I can't. Don't go. Don't at this point. Don't go there for me. Go there for these guys. Go there and check out the content, because it is unbelievable. So with that, that's how I want to outro us. Make sure you are subscribed to the Next Level Gaming YouTube channel.
Hit up my giveaway.
Yes, we have. It's in the chat room, and it's on Twitter. We'll continue to tweet that out. Jason is giving out. What are you giving out, sir?
A couple of Steam games. I got a bunch of indie games. I got 30 codes. So I just want to get rid of them to anybody that wants to take them, pretty much. So hit up that giveaway. Get those games. Come on.
do I have a scale sitting on top of my Xbox? Is what Sully said. No, that is actually a in front of the Xbox 360 is a
Reach.
The Duke controller from the original Xbox. The Duke,
yeah.
the big ass Duke. You can see I can cover my head with it. That's how big it is.
That thing was ginormous.
Oh man, I thought we were talking about the scale. I thought when he said scale, I thought he was talking about the PlayStation Slim.
Really had to go there.
I love the mess.
Views and opinions expressed on the Next Level Gaming podcast do not necessarily.
Drake had to go there.
Yeah.
No, guys. In all seriousness, I just like to mess with.
I know you do. That's not actually a scale. That is an Xbox 360 controller with the chat pad, and then behind that is the original Kinect, and then to the right of that is one of my new prize and joys, my Mickey Mania Sega CD signed by David Jaffe.
Beautiful.
That's so cool that you have that, man.
Yes, that of all the things that I have, that's one of my new favorite things. It's one of my new favorite things that just because of the circumstances and because of the game itself, and the fact that David Jaffe did not like his own game makes that even more valuable to me. So
that was funny.
So anyway, real quick before I sign us off, Enrique, thank you once again for joining us.
My pleasher, man. My pleasure.
You are.
Thanks, Enrique.
Yeah, you are NLG Emeritus, being a former co-host, but now the esteemed and excellent host of the Basement Radio Arcade podcast. Give yourself a quick plug.
Yeah, so everyone check us out. Basement Radio Arcade podcast goes live Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But this week, actually, we're going to go live Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to cover the Sony event that's taking place on Wednesday. Well, they'll presumably announce a Neo and officially show off Slim. So check us out. You can follow me on Twitter at Aries Gamer. That's AREEZGAMER. And again, if you go to YouTube, you can find us at the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast Live.
That's awesome. So we are, Podcast Familia.
Yes, Podcast Familia.
And hopefully I'll get a chance to be on Wednesday with you guys. And of course, next Sunday we will, of course, discuss, the PlayStation meeting, because I'm sure that is going to be news. That'll be, in all fairness, we don't get to talk about PlayStation a lot because they don't make a lot of news. So, in honesty, and if you are being anybody who looks at the game industry objectively and can step back and look at it from 30,000 feet, Microsoft, more often than not, is just out there. They're out there making their own news, so of course we cover it because they're constantly talking. They're constantly giving information. Sony keeps that stuff very close to the chest, and so we don't get to talk about what's going on with them as much. So the 7th is a great opportunity. It's like Nintendo. We have spent so much time speculating about the NX, and there's new reports out. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Nintendo doesn't say jack, and neither does Sony, and so it makes it difficult for us to discuss Sony because they really don't say anything. So this is going to be a great opportunity for us to finally talk about what's going on over at the Big S. So,
the Big S.
The Big S. So hopefully next Sunday, and hopefully everybody will check out the Basement Radio Arcade podcast Wednesday night. They will have fresh discussion on what's going on there, and I know that if I'm home, I will be there. So, all right. So, also make sure they'll be in the description later. I had to throw this together quickly, so as you can see, the description in the YouTube right now is pretty bare. Actually, it's empty. So we will. I'll fill it all in with, of course, Jason and Joe and Peter's and Enrique's Twitters and Beam channels and Twitch channels. But of course, the main channels we have the NLG channels, which is what you are watching this hangout on right now, which is our YouTube channel. We do, of course, want you to check out our Twitter feed, where it's strictly news and stuff from developers and publishers. That is at OG_NL Gaming. And, of course, follow everybody on the panel. Go to our Twitch page, rather. That is OG_NL Gaming. Make sure you give that a follow. And check us out on Beam, which is beam.pro, which is now Microsoft's Beam. We not only have our own individual OG_NL Gaming, but if you go to beam.pro/team/OG_NLG, you will be able to find and follow the NLG stream team.
Who are those
there as
guys?
well.
Where'd they come from?
Yeah.
Yes.
Those guys are freaks.
They are freaks.
That is all.
Especially that
Please
Drake.
give us a like. Please give us a subscription to the YouTube channel and follows to Beam and Twitch. And if you already do, thank you so much. Tell a friend. To our great
Tell
chat
the guy
room.
to your right, too.
That's right. Whether or not you, I'm assuming you all have friends. I have very little because I have 3 kids and no ability to go out. But hopefully you guys do. Tell a friend. To our wonderful chat room, which once again,
Thank you.
yeah, I mean, I don't even know. You know, these guys drive us. It's why we love them. It's why we interact with them as much as we can on here. For those of you again who watch us after the fact and go, who the hell are they talking to? 9 o'clock every Sunday, we're here.
When Mike's not doing something, of course.
Right, when I'm not doing something. So, and to be, I have to give it up for Enrique. He tweeted me like at 7 o'clock and said, "You need me to get it started for you?" So, like, just give me the keys, man. I'll open it up. Give me the keys. I'll open it up. So, the chat room guys, thank you so much. I mean, we got some new people in the chat room this week, and of course, Yaris, who it is now 7:40 in the morning. So thank you so much for being there. And there's Frankie, who just jumped in as we're kicking off. Hope you're feeling better.
Everybody, let's go.
Yep.
Yep, it's time to kick up, guys. Frankie, hope you're feeling better. And so any last thoughts before we kick out?
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
I'm good. Let's go
Denaro
game,
says
guys.
our
Let's
other
play some
motto.
games.
Let's play some
Right.
games.
Yeah, let's go play some games. Well, I'm going to bed. I am exhausted.
That's just old age kicking in.
So
Yeah.
Frankie is asking if we want to play Halo 5 tomorrow.
Sure.
I'd be up for that.
For it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm free.
So, as Denaro says, our other motto: we're here when our wives let us.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
all right. On behalf of my wonderful NLG stream team and YouTube channel, YouTube panel, and on behalf of Frankie, who will be hopefully back with us next week and back to 100%. And for Enrique from the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast, who is so gracious to join us once again. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have lots to talk about. There's no doubt about that. Everybody, enjoy your Labor Day. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Everybody have a great gaming week. We'll see you here next Sunday. Play on, gamers.
Game on.
Meow.